You don't become president because people voted for you. You become president because something happened to the person they did. The phone call comes at 5:17 in the morning. You're still half asleep, staring at your ceiling fan, wondering why your phone is vibrating like it's nervous. The number on the screen says Washington, D.C. You assume it's a scam. You answer anyway. The voice on the other end introduces himself calmly, the way professionals do when the situation isn't calm at all. Sir, the president has undergone emergency surgery early this morning. Under the provisions of the Constitution, authority has temporarily transferred to you. You sit up in bed. Your apartment is still dark. The microwave clock says 5:18 a.m. Yesterday you were the Secretary of Transportation. 12 hours ago, your biggest concern was whether Congress would approve funding for highway repairs in the Midwest. Now someone is explaining the process for transferring the nuclear authentication codes. The motorcade arrives 20 minutes later. 3 black SUVs stop outside your building like they've been there 100 times before. Secret Service agents step out with the quiet urgency of people who don't waste movements. One of them hands you a secure phone. Another hands you a folder. Inside the folder are 12 pages labeled Presidential Briefing, Immediate. You haven't even had coffee yet. Washington, D.C. looks different at sunrise when you realize the entire federal government is waiting for your instructions. The gates of the White House open slowly. You've been here before for meetings, press conferences, policy discussions, but walking through the front entrance feels different when the guards salute you. Portraits of former presidents line the hallway. Lincoln, Roosevelt, Kennedy, men who made decisions that changed the course of history. This morning, their portraits watch you walk past like silent judges. Inside the Oval Office, the desk is already prepared. Your name printed on a temporary briefing cover. An advisor begins explaining the situation. Asian markets reacted overnight to rumors about the president's condition. European markets open in 40 minutes. If investors panic, the global economy could lose billions before breakfast. You sit behind the desk. It's heavier than it looks on television. Someone places a small leather card in front of you. These are the nuclear authentication codes. They stay with you at all times. You slide the card into your jacket pocket. It weighs almost nothing, but it's the heaviest thing you've ever carried. At 9 a.m., you step into the briefing room. Cameras click, reporters lean forward. Most of them have never seen you speak before. You read the prepared statement slowly. The government remains stable. The president is receiving medical care. There is no interruption in leadership. Markets stop falling. By noon, you've spoken with the leaders of 6 countries. Canada asks about trade agreements. Japan asks about regional security. One European prime minister pauses halfway through the call and says something honest. How long will you be in charge? You check the note in front of you. Possibly 24 hours, you answer. There's a brief silence on the line. In the Situation Room, intelligence analysts project satellite images across large digital screens. Military advisors talk about troop positions thousands of miles away. A hurricane forming in the Gulf could reach land within 36 hours. Emergency agencies want federal authorization for disaster response. You listen. You ask questions. Then someone says the sentence that keeps repeating all day. Mr. President, we need your decision. By evening, the novelty has disappeared. You start to understand something about the presidency that rarely appears in campaign speeches. The president isn't the smartest person in every room. The president is the person who has to decide when the smartest people disagree. At 10:12 p.m., the vice president's plane finally lands. Constitutional lawyers confirm what everyone expected. Your presidency is about to end. He walks into the Oval Office, looking exhausted from the flight. You stand up and shake his hand. For a moment, neither of you speak, because it's strange leaving a job you've only held for one day. He thanks you for holding things together. You hand him the briefing folder. Inside are notes about the hurricane, the markets, the military report, and the dozen problems that never stop arriving. Your motorcade takes you home just after midnight. The black SUVs disappear into traffic. The Secret Service agents leave. The street outside your building becomes quiet again. Inside your apartment, nothing has changed. The same couch, the same kitchen counter, the same microwave clock glowing 12:43 a.m. Your phone is full of messages, news headlines already calling you the 24-hour president. Tomorrow the country will return to its normal arguments. Congress will debate. Markets will open. The news cycle will move on to something else. But somewhere in the archives of the White House, there will always be a record, and for 24 hours, every decision on Earth passed briefly through your hands, before the world quietly took them back.